Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
All right, welcome aboard Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Sirius XM 211, American Forces Radio Network. Lots to get to on this mid to late August edition, and a lot to get to this week, Marcia.
Yeah, beautiful weekend on tap here in New England. The weather's just been beautiful. Little touch of fall in the air, but that's okay. I love the change of season, so not a problem. Well, we got a great show on tap today. We're going to hit a couple of topics. And, of course, we want to send our thoughts out to everyone in the Bay Area with all the fires. And, of course, to our first responders who are managing the fires right now. And, of course, we hope and pray for the best out there.
Yeah, they're dealing with a tenuous situation. Well, lots to get to. You know, obviously, NFL football is just 3 weeks away. With college football, we want to talk about polarizing. So Marshall will give you the 2-minute drill later on, but some really good sports topics to get into as well. But, I just think just a lot of good things and the power of positive thinking and a lot going on here late on.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Living your life in a state of gratefulness. A lot of people... I'm going to talk about the 100% rule and how you can really try to, organize your thoughts each day and, start changing the way you're thinking on a daily basis. And of course, when you string all those days together of positive thinking, your life starts to take on a more positive tone. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about some other stuff. And of course, we'll pepper it with some sports.
Yeah. And obviously the vacation season right up through Labor Day and even beyond. Of course, it's an election year. So there's a lot going on. And Marcia will get into that as well. Plus, later on, insurance people, health and life insurance. We're going to touch on that today as well, later on.
I'm involved with insurance. Open enrollment is coming up, and I do want to give out some advice on that because it's very important. So, after that, we'll probably end the show with that.
All right. Elevated Media ESQ. Hello at Elevated Media ESQ is a great way to reach out to Marcia. Get a hold of her. All the shows are archived on the podcast page, right on the main page. You can go to elevatedmediaesq.com. And again, the email hello at elevatedmediaesq. It's Elevating with Marcia Hawkins here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Sirius XM 211, around the globe on the American Forces Radio Network. We're coming right back. Another edition, Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network. The world is changing so fast these days. You ever feel like you're not keeping up personally or professionally? Enter Elevated Media ESQ. Elevating with Marcia allows you to advertise in a form you never thought possible. They feature a business in an interview-type fashion, which is comfortable, amazingly affordable, and flexible. Not only that, the feature on your business is then formulated into a podcast for convenient, on-demand listening 24/7, 365. These times we're living in demand a different, clearer, more concise message. Does this sound like how you feel about how you market and advertise your business? Reach out today, no matter how big or small your business is. Elevating with Marcia is highly effective, and you'll be so grateful for the superfans she'll create. Email hello at elevatedmediaesq.com. Elevated Media ESQ, changing your business for the better.
At Advance Auto Parts, we have same-day delivery, same-day contact-free curbside pickup, and same-day in-store pickup to keep you going. And we have the right oil, right filter, right price every day to keep your vehicle going. Get 5 quarts of full synthetic Valvoline, Mobil 1, Pennzoil Platinum, or Castrol Edge with a Fram titanium oil filter for just $33.99. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
3rd floor study hall.
1st floor homeroom. My dining room table.
Wherever school happens for you this year, Staples has everything from notebooks to sanitizer, laptops to face masks. Now at Staples, get 20% off your in-store purchase of hand sanitizer, masks, and other PPE products. Go to staples.com/20 off PPE for your coupon.
In front of the TV.
No chance, kiddo. Staples. Shop in-store or pick up curbside. Ends 8/22. In-store only. Exclusions apply. See store for details. Curbside available in most stores.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, don't worry. There's a bright side. The experts at brightsidetaxrelief.com will protect you from having your wages garnished, money deducted from your bank account, and your home or business seized. brightsidetaxrelief.com will fight the IRS and negotiate to reduce or eliminate the amount you owe. Visit brightsidetaxrelief.com or call 800-730-4313. That's 800-730-4313. The consultation is free. Go to brightsidetaxrelief.com now.
Between jobs, retiring, or just need health or life insurance, please visit myhealth-quotes.com or call 833-687-5261. Before you try to get a quote online, call us. We will provide you with the information most sites will not. We teach you exactly what life or health insurance plan you qualify for, how to use your plan, and maximize your benefits. We provide you with the information to make a knowledge-based decision to ensure selecting the right plan. myhealth-quotes.com to schedule an appointment. Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Welcome aboard, folks. Again, you can reach her at Marcia Hawkins at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com. Good way to email her and reach out to her. And away we go with another edition. Lots to get to today.
Yeah, I really invite you to visit elevatedmediaesq.com. All of the shows are archived there, but I also do personal podcasts a couple of times during the week, and those also are there as well as on the YouTube channel for Elevated Media ESQ. It's just I pick topics that I think not only affect my life, but I believe probably affect most people in the course of their day. So I really try to talk about a lot of stuff that I believe is going to help them throughout the day.
All right. Well, today let's start with, I don't know if gratitude's the word, but, your show, not me. But I don't know, you're mentally how you approach a day, staying positive. And there's a lot of negativity out there if you want to find it, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, a little bit heightened, I believe, because we are in an election year. We have COVID. You have your day-to-day stresses, and I do believe that people are, unfortunately, absence of information, the mind tends to go negative, and I think we're living proof of that. And I just noticed, especially as it pertains to social media, there's so much negativity out there. I'm curious. I'm asking my listeners, why is it that we do not feel that people are entitled to their opinion? Now, I'm not trying to delve into politics here, but I'm trying to delve into the mindset of politics a little bit. I do believe that the both parties are happier when there's infighting. It kind of takes the heat off them a little bit, I believe, and I'm just not happy with the way some people, and I'm guilty of it myself to a certain degree, where you think your opinion matters at times, and it really doesn't. My show is really about explaining what has worked for me, the good, bad, and the ugly. That's all the show. That's really the essence of it. Yeah. A lifestyle show, and of course, I love to talk about sports, but. Yeah, it goes back to how we're conducting ourselves on a daily basis. I'm just shocked at some of the behaviors that I see on Facebook, Instagram, all of it. When the reality of it is, everybody, it's their constitutional right It's their God-given right to have an opinion on how they feel. And I wish people would reel it back in a little bit. It's not your job to change somebody's mind. What works for somebody? I've talked about this in previous shows. It's all about organizing your own 4x4. The 4x4 that I'm referring to is your life, your home, how you conduct yourself at work. If you can always keep your side of the street clean and what's working for you, it's really not your job to make your neighbor feel like you do politically or religiously or, how you conduct yourself. The nature of my show is, I get asked a lot, certain ways how I, my lifestyle approach. And so that's really what I'm explaining on the show is my lifestyle approach to life. And it's just incorporating a lot of different things. And I've touched upon that in previous shows. So I would love it if people could recognize that everybody is entitled to their opinion. Now, that's not to say your opinion is not without consequence. If you are, saying things on social media that are hot topic and maybe a little bit sensitive, you will get the barrage of the keyboard warriors that are going to come after you. So you can have your opinion, but I think in the grand scheme of things, your opinion really doesn't mean anything to anybody else. I really, I recognize this. I don't know, about 3:00 this morning, I woke up and I had been thinking about it a little bit. And so I actually took to social media today to talk about how, the way I start my day. I've talked about before how I'm very much into meditative breathing, deep breathing. We don't do enough deep breathing. Setting my intentions for the day, having a moment of gratitude, gratefulness for my day. And I will not start my day without those exercises. And today it was really kind of at a Mach 5, if you will, on the gratitude level. I just am very grateful for my life. I love my life. And I just want, I just wish people could understand that all this squabbling and all the stuff that's going on, at the end of the day, isn't going to amount to a whole lot. You're probably most likely not going to change anybody's opinion based on a Facebook post. So it's really, turn all of that energy that you're pushing out and harness that back in and work on yourself, work on your own life being where you want it to be. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter that some guy you might have gone to high school with or college with, and you don't agree politically by, hammering them on Facebook. It's just, to me, it's a big, big, big waste of time. So I challenged a lot of people on Facebook today to create a list of 25 things that they're grateful for. Mine was pretty pedestrian. I mean, one of the things I'm grateful for is Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, and I talked about that. I just think they're a phenomenal band. I go see them in concert any chance I get. Something simple as, the air in my lungs, a dinner that I made last night, the simple things. I really am very, very grateful for a lot of things in my life. And so I think by making a list of 25 things each day that you're grateful for, it doesn't take long. I know a lot of people think, I don't have time for that. You do. If you have time to jump on Facebook for, 10 minutes, you have time to sit down and make a gratitude list of everything that you're grateful for. And take a look at it. It's a great way to take inventory. Perhaps you're missing some things in your life that really do bring you a lot of happiness and joy, and you're just not tapping it because you're so focused on other things that at the end of the day will not net you a result.
Yeah. So in putting that gratitude list, like you said, it's easy, but it's amazing some of the things we just take for granted.
Yeah.
And I saw your list today, by the way. It was excellent. Yeah. No, it did. And I'm not just patronizing, but it made me think. I'm like, yeah. And it doesn't take much time. It took 5 minutes. It doesn't take long.
No, it really doesn't. Yeah. And you can, and then I probably could have made that list to 100. I am grateful for every facet of my life. I truly, truly am. If you take anything from my show, I live every day in a state of gratitude. I can't explain it. It's almost at a religious tone, if you will. Mm-hmm. I believe in it. I believe that your life is far more fulfilled when you recognize just the simple things. Like, they talk about when you can have a satoric moment where I have experienced this 100 times, where I'll see a bird. I saw a woodpecker on the tree one day, and I was just struck by the markings on this bird and how I realized how magical the world was. It's just shocking. You look at a sunset, you look at a sunrise. Now, these sound like, oh yeah, we see them every day, but there are times where they are breathtaking. Mm-hmm. They will absolutely take your breath away when you look at the magnitude, or you look at the colors of a flower and think, how did that happen? How is all of this come into being? It's really quite magical. And I think that we get so caught up in stuff that at the end of the day brings us zilch in the result department, and we focus on that, we've really missed an incredible movie, the movie of life. It's just astonishing to me sometimes.
Yep, great way to start your day too, folks, and that's with gratitude. And Marcia will help you with that. And a little bit later on too, she's going to get into health and life insurance too, and myhealth-quotes.com. But open enrollment season's right around the corner. All right, a little bit later on. Election coming up. The next 90 days are going to be probably the most intense days in our country in a long, long time. So gratitude, staying positive, but next 3 months are going to be pretty interesting. Well,
interesting. You call it what you want. What I say is a rise above it. I'm not telling you to shut your news off, but you know what? You've got to go with what works for you, and not allow anyone else to infringe upon what works for you. It's almost offensive. I hate to use that word, but it is almost offensive at times, the level of bulliness that people will use to drive their point home. And at the end of the day, it's really none of their business.
All right, NFL, college football in some respects, right around the corner. 3 weeks from this weekend, the NFL will kick off another season. It'll be very fascinating to watch how this unfolds. It's Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Sirius XM 211. That's the Dan Patrick Show channel. We're coming right back with more of Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. That's 800-485-6003.
I'm going to tell you how you can get real health care for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health care for you and your family immediately and save as much as 50% off your current monthly health care payments. Our plans are perfect for people that are self-employed, can't afford health benefits where they work, or just want to pay less for their current health care. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. We even offer some of the new Christian faith-based health benefits. Save up to 50% on your family's health care. Make a free quick call now. There are no contracts, and we give you a 10-day money-back trial period. Call Provision Enrollment right now for your risk-free, guaranteed health insurance quote starting at $6 a day.
800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. That's 800-472-5145.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, and it is a beautiful weekend across America on this mid to late August weekend. And away we go. Lots to get to yet, Marcia, and gratitude, feeling good about life, taking a positive approach.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed, I have noticed this, that, sometimes I think the reason why people are so entrenched into social media and they spend a lot of time on it and they'll tell you they don't have time for other things, I think it's a diversion. I think rather than really applying some good, honest work on ourselves, whether it's working out, doing actual work that we have to get done, things that we need to get done around the house, paperwork, filing your taxes. I mean, there's so many what I consider, probably not fun things to do that you have to accomplish, but it's amazing. I did a procrastination podcast the other day about how many people will, one day will roll into the next and they're not tending to the task at hand each day. And at the end of the week, you've got a mountain of stuff that you need to get to. Not fun, but I believe it's a great way to divert away from actually working on yourself. And, it's tough. I'm going to use like losing weight as an example. Some people, when they want to, they want to lose weight and they start an exercise program. The bad news is you don't get instantaneous results. There's no instant gratification with that, other than the fact after a workout you might get that endorphin release and you'll feel great. But you're not going to get an instant 10-pound weight loss. So it can be very discouraging. So I do find that in talking with people that it's just easy to kind of take the easy road out and kind of dissect and analyze and judge how other people are living their life versus turning that energy inwards and trying to fix what maybe not be so, wonderful in your own life. We're all guilty of it. I'm certainly not saying I'm higher than thou here. I'm not. But I do spend a lot of time in thoughtful meditation. And what I mean by that is when I walk, when I'm working, I always have like a meditative state that I'm working under. When I walk, I find it's a great time to have conversations with myself and talk about certain things that I want to accomplish or things that I really need to tackle, and making a mental checklist. It is very therapeutic. I am, as I've said in numerous shows, I'm a huge fan of walking. I think it is just good for the soul, good for the mind, good for the body, good for your mental health. It has so many benefits. So I do hope that people, we are going into a what's probably going to be choppy waters here, getting into the holidays, the election. We're rounding into the fourth quarter. School is starting with a host of controversy, whether people are going to be going back to school, whether they're going to be, doing the remote learning. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's no denying that. But, as I said, keep your side of the street clean, keep your 4x4 in order, and it will make your life so much more tolerable to all of the outside external factors that are coming at us.
It's interesting, a program like this and all across talk radio, everyone does their year-end show. And I was thinking about this the other day and just listening to you now, I brought it up. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in December
doing a look back in the year 2020. I mean, I'm looking forward to your show each week, but your year-end show, this, you got to admit, this year, from January to now, and Lord only knows what's going to happen with the election, what's going to happen with sports, the holidays. I mean, it's fascinating to think about. This has been I don't even know the.
I want to use the word remarkable, but if that has such a positive tone to it.
Well,
but we're talking about positivity and gratitude and all of that. I've said it 100 times with each event that is thrown at us. There always is a silver lining. Maybe perhaps COVID. I'll just roll off a few examples. Maybe the pandemic has made you look at your own health and recognizing that had you been in better health when this struck, maybe you needed to lose weight, maybe you needed to quit smoking, maybe you needed to cut down on drinking or quit drinking altogether. Maybe you were not getting a good 8 hours of rest every night. Maybe you were slacking off on taking, a good approach to your diet or multivitamin or supplements or whatever it is. Maybe that caused you to take a better approach. Okay. And let's take a look at the financial impact that it's had on people. Maybe this has caused you to take a look at how you run your business and realize, you know what, I can remember years and years and years ago how something happened in my life that made me step back. And I remember telling my husband, give me the weekend to figure it out. Let me figure this out. Again, I hit things head on. I don't run from things. I hit things head on. This particular event I spent the weekend. It was what started out as just horrible, turned out to be one of the best things that could have happened to us. And I did. I spent the weekend, I tackled it, and I could kiss the person that made this happen because it was one of the best things that happened. So while it may, and it has affected everybody financially, for some people, I may be going out on a limb here. Some people, actually, it's been kind of a windfall for them. The pandemic unemployment assistance that some people got, there's a lot of people that have told me that they really are not in a hurry to go back to work because they're getting the pandemic. Not so much now, but prior to July 31st. So there's always a way to find that silver lining somewhere in an event that happens in your life. Now, there's tragedies that happen in our life that you at the time cannot. And I couldn't say that you're going to find a silver lining in a tragedy that might happen in your life, but it may cause people to come into your life that maybe you didn't have in your life before and help you through that time. So like I said, some tragedies there's just no rhyme or reason to them, but there's a lot that's happened in 2020 that on the surface seem horrible. And, if you've lost a loved one through COVID, yes, you will definitely feel the full brunt of the pandemic. But I do believe that when we look back at it historically, we will recognize. I hope that people will look for the opportunity into it. I mean, how many businesses are born when something happens and all of a sudden you're like, wow. I mean, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I will down the road, maybe by the end of the show, think of an example where tragedy struck and people were able to find their way back home.
I think it's almost given us some conditioning too. If we not survive this, but as we go through this and we live through the new normal, as they call it, I can't imagine another scenario that would be so cumbersome and so challenging. This is going to really toughen us up.
Yeah, well, I think 9/11, I didn't obviously live through Pearl Harbor, but I think 9/11 was right up there. Mm-hmm. That was, the day it happened, I just remember I was thunderstruck. I could not imagine, you turned on the news and they were talking about planes that were still in the air and they were, not sure. And it was just a very scary 24 hours. And then I think we were all in shock. I think it took us quite a while to come out of that a little bit. I think that definitely is right up there with what's going on, if not surpassing that. Depends on, how it affected you. But yeah, I just, like I said, I just hope that people, I'm hoping that people can listen to this program and recognize that, being negative and, marinating in negativity on a daily basis is just not going to get your life where you want to go. It's just, it's not helpful.
Some people, do marinate in the negative, though. Maybe that's the way they elevate themselves real quick.
Possibly, but there's another way. The other thing is I'm not sure that people really know how to. If you've conditioned your mind to always go negative, it's kind of hard to take yourself out of that. I remember on one particular occasion, I had a friend who was very negative, and I let her listen to her voicemails that she left me.
Wow. Pretty
powerful.
Yeah.
And she thanked me. She said, "No, thank you for. I didn't realize that that's how I came across." It's sometimes that's what you have to do.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Hey, again, Elevating with Marcia, 2-minute drill later on in the hour. So we take you right up to the top of the hour here on Sports Byline broadcast and Sirius XM 211. Quick TV plug, though, as we come up against the break. HBO and HBO Max on your tablets. Hard Knocks, Week 2, LA, the Rams and the Chargers together. And they're showing that new stadium, SoFi Stadium. So I'm going to ask Marcia about that. Of course, she saw the Rams lose that historic Super Bowl right after 9/11 down in New Orleans. As we come back here, it's Elevating with Marcia. But yeah, check out HBO and HBO Max for Hard Knocks with LA, both the Chargers and Rams. They've never done that before. We come back, lots to get to. It's Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Sirius XM 211. It's the Dan Patrick Show channel. We're coming right back.
If you're not using podcasting for your business, you will. Not having a podcast is like not having a website. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. You can get your business on my podcast. It's a great way to create superfans for your business with a controlled message in a news format. What better way to get in front of your intended audience, your clients, your customers, or patients? Please contact me at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com about getting your business on my show, Elevating with Marcia. We also can create a personalized podcast that you can use on your website or social media channels. Contact me at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com and join me on Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel.
With the real estate market evolving, realtors stand ready to help. Realtors are an expert voice of reason in changing times, and they're working in new ways to guide you through virtual showings and safe closings, to be your ally in the fight for mortgage relief, to understand a neighborhood the way no algorithm can. That's the role of a realtor. This is a real estate season like no other, and realtors are ready. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
If you knew there was an energy shot that also helped you lose weight, would you try it? Real Ketone's Keto Energy Shots give you sustained energy without the sugar, jitters, or crash. That's why Keto Energy Shots constantly get 5-star reviews. The secret is our patented all-natural ingredient DBHB. This powerful ingredient revs up your metabolism and turns your body into a fat-burning machine in only minutes. Feel energized while shredding unwanted pounds. Pull into a CVS now and look for Keto Energy Shots in the weight loss aisle, or go to realketones.com.
Now that we're getting back on the road, the stops we make seem more special than before. Stop to see a friend. Stop at your favorite store. Stop at the places you missed most. And to keep you going between those stops, there's Shell. Stopping to fill up with our best fuel ever. Save with the Fuel Rewards program. And to get snacks and essentials that can save you even more at the pump. That's just a few of the ways Shell helps you make the most of the stop you need to make. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Between jobs, retiring, or just need health or life insurance, please visit myhealth-quotes.com or call 833-687-5261. Before you try to get a quote online, call us. We will provide you with the information most sites will not. We teach you exactly what life or health insurance plan you qualify for, how to use your plan, and maximize your benefits. We provide you with the information to make a knowledge-based decision to ensure selecting the right plan. myhealth-quotes.com to schedule an appointment.
Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Sirius XM. As we roll along, 2-minute warning coming up towards the end of the show. So what do you got now, the 100% what?
Well, it's kind of a little mathematical, I know, you see you rolling your eyes at me. I don't like that. Well, again, getting back to living your life and every day in a state of gratefulness, one little exercise that you can use to try to shift your mood from negative to positive is how you respond on a daily basis to things. You know, do you find that when you go down and you thought you set the coffee pot to start automatically, so when you get out of bed, your coffee's made, and you forgot to hit the button and you get all mad and you just get, frustrated. You always look at the end result of your anger. If someone cuts you off when you're driving to work or you're driving to the food store or whatever, and they cut you off and you decide to, flip them off and roll down the window or honk your horn, pay attention to how you're reacting to things. I always say, harness that energy, harness all of that reaction for the big stuff, because all of the little stuff at the end of the day does not matter. You can get frustrated over the little things, or you can save and reserve that energy for the big stuff. Imagine what you think. Think about this yourself. Think about how many times you thought you were having a bad day, only to have it replaced by something far worse and of much deeper consequences. I mean, for me, on a personal note, I can honestly say this without any reservation, that the day that my sister was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease was probably one of the worst days of my life. Another day was when I lost somebody very near and dear to me in the Afghanistan war, and I also lost someone in the Iraqi war that was very dear to me. And, those events, and of course, it goes without saying, bye to my son as he boarded a bus in Hawaii to go to Iraq twice. And, it's an emotion, a feeling, a state of mind that I can't even begin to describe. I had one mom that reached out to me. She was a military mom, and she, didn't understand why I was so upset. She kind of acted like my son was going off to camp when he was going to Iraq, until a year later when her son went to Iraq, and she called me up and she said, I had no idea how horrible this felt. And the sad part about it, the emotional side and the reality of it is, she ended up losing her son over in Afghanistan. Someone was very, like a son to me, very near and dear to me. So I think that people say to me at times, well, how did you get through that particular instance, or how did you handle that, or I don't know if I could have handled that. And these are just things that have been said to me before, and it's because I don't pine over some of the trivial negativity that can seep into my day. I poof it. It's gone. Get out of I let it go. I reserve a lot of that for something like that, having the energy to look at my sister who can, barely use her hands while she's trying to eat a salad because she's lost the weakness in her hands due to ALS, and watch her. And I'm looking at her and I'm trying to comprehend how she was processing all of that. So that's a real personal story I'm telling, but it's the truth. And I recognized post that whole event and living through deployments and the loss, and there's been others, but I recognize that I've had the energy in my life to handle those situations because I don't allow a lot of the small negativity to seep into my day. I can give you countless examples of things that set a lot of people off that I simply just will not even, I can't even let it even enter my mind.
Yeah, I just painted such a wonderful picture there. I'm seeing your son walk towards a bus, and he's not going to camp, he's going to a war. Yeah. I mean, when you really put it in that term,
he did it. His unit was losing that particular unit, that particular stretch of the Iraqi war. They were losing about 20. That unit as a whole was losing 20, 25 guys a month, and it was horrible. I couldn't even turn the news on. If I had a knock at my door, I would run up to the third floor and not want to answer it, thinking there was someone there to deliver bad news to me. It's a horrible feeling, and that doesn't even enter in at what I can't even comprehend what my son went through. So, and every soldier that served. I'm back in 2007. I actually walked from Massachusetts down to Washington, D.C. It was called Walk a Mile for a Soldier, and it really was to shed light on, that there was no, I just felt like at that point the war had been very political, and they were not understanding that everyone wants the National Guard to show up when there's, problems. But I felt like we had really I don't think we were being very kind to our military. And I won't even get into the Vietnam War because that's another whole program. Yeah. But that said, I recognize that I have like 100% rule that I live by every day. And that is each day I try to improve my positivity percentage. So, for example, if you can think of 100%, let's say you live, let's say you even being honest with yourself, you recognize that you really are a negative person. You always think someone's got an ulterior motive, or, you get, really upset with people. And I'm not here to say that I don't have those moments. I do. People that know me know I drive really fast. Sometimes I get frustrated with slow drivers. I'm working on it. That's all I can say. I'm working on it. But we do. We tend to, get so reactive over the smallest things that when you expend that much energy out on things at the end of the day do not net you a result, you are faced with something like a diagnosis or tragedy or, something, COVID, you get sick, there's so many things that can happen in the course of the day or the course of the month or year that I just choose to harness that energy and save it for the big stuff, because I know that survival is of the utmost importance when you're trying to navigate something like a terminal illness or something that happens in your life that you just did not see coming. And it happens. Never in a million years did I think that ALS would affect my family, and yet it did. There are so many things that can happen in our life that we just don't see, and we don't forecast, we don't welcome it into our life. So I just try to live each day by improving that percentage. So if I feel one day that I lived at a 42% negative level, I try to, or a 42% positive level, then I try to increase that percentage. I always say, if you can get to 51%, you're mostly positive. Yep. You're percentage wise, you're more positive, and then just try to add a percentage point to that every single day until you're at, an optimal percentage point of, 80 to 90%. And that other 10%, work on that, but recognize that you're harvesting all of that negativity, and you're allowing yourself to reserve that for, God forbid, whatever life throws your way.
Yeah, that's interesting because, you can think you're having a bad day and then something big or, catastrophic happens, and all of a sudden you're saying, what was I worried about that little small thing? But, hey, we're up against it, but it's also important to note that you've got an open enrollment coming up. and you have access to consult and help people with their insurance, both life and health.
Absolutely. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I do want to get back to elevated media.
Yep.
So if you go to myhealth-quotes.com, November 1st is the magic date. There are a few states that start earlier, Colorado and California, which I do write in both those states. I love helping people with insurance because it in some cases it's about saving your life. And I do want to help people. I've been self-employed my whole life. Health insurance has been a topic that was very difficult for me to navigate. If I could have half of the money I spent on premiums back, I didn't know what I was doing. So if you can't beat them, join them. Yes, I'm very fluent in how health and life insurance works, and I love helping people. It's not what I do full time, but it's what I do. When I do it, I give 100% because I care about it so much for people. It's so important. Nothing worse than someone having diabetes and not being able to get their medication. But if you go to myhealth-quotes.com, you can go right into my calendar and schedule an appointment. I am going to be distributing a open enrollment checklist for people to go through. I am going to be able to give them a rough idea of what they're going to be looking at for premiums and really give them the guidelines. In fact, I just finished up some training for healthcare.gov and how it's going to work and what the max out-of-pockets are for family and individual. So there's a lot of good information that I can share with you so that when you do get into open enrollment, I don't care if they call me or they go with anybody. I just want them to be educated so that they make a knowledge-based decision. Many people procrastinate. They wait to the last day of open enrollment, and then they end up making a decision. They call me back in January and say, this is not the plan I wanted, but they took it because they really didn't know what they were doing. So always make, especially when it comes to health insurance, please, life insurance, make a knowledge-based decision. Health insurance, you only got one crack at it when it comes to open enrollment, and you want to make sure that you select a plan, you understand. I always download the benefits of summary, and I go over it with each client so that they fully understand what they're doing. So it's really important, a very important topic. myhealth-quote, health and life insurance, dental, vision. I can help you with all of that. It's really something I'm very passionate about because it really is about saving your life.
All right. Elevated Media, ESQ. You can reach Marcia, hello at Elevated Media, ESQ, and a great clearinghouse for all these shows and the individual podcast you do.
Yes, I also will host individual podcasts for people. It's kind of in a news format. It's great for social media, great for their YouTube channel. We'll make it into video format. Video marketing is my specialty. Podcasting is my specialty. And of course, I love building and managing websites for people just to give them a current and relevant appearance on the internet. It's very important what your presence looks like. You're open 24 hours a day on the internet. You want to make sure that your online presence is 100%. Again, there's that 100%. And yeah, there's so much that we can offer. We do a lot of consulting. It's all individualized though. So call for a consult, check us out. Email me at hello@elevatedmediaesq.com and we can give you a rundown on everything that we do.
Yeah, it may be a small business, could be a big business, could be family owned, so many different angles. And again, hello@elevatedmediaesq.com. All right, the 2-minute drill, it's coming up. Put a wrap on this week's edition. And again, summer vacations still well underway. Lots to get to in the weeks ahead. NFL football right around the corner as well. It's Elevating with Marcia Hawkins on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network at Sirius XM 211. It's the Dan Patrick Show channel. We're coming right back to wrap it up.
Do you have a story to share? Your story. Lifetime Private Autobiography Services can help. We will interview you by video or phone to get your memories in your words using your pictures. Our staff of talented writers will then recreate your story into a beautifully handcrafted book. You'll receive 10 individual copies for friends and family to enjoy for generations to come. Visit privateautobiography.com to schedule a free consultation. Mention this ad for a bonus audio recording from your personal interviews. To get started, visit privateautobiography.com or call 844-921-2802. That's 844-921-2802. Remember and be remembered with this gift of a lifetime.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Hello and welcome back to the Ronnie Deutsch Tax Program. On the line is Paul from California. Hi, Paul. What's your tax problem today?
Hi, Ronnie. Love your show. Listen, I've got a big problem. You see, my paycheck was garnished last week, and I'm only getting half the normal amount. To make matters worse, the IRS froze my bank account. Listen, I'm embarrassed and scared. I need some help.
Listen, Paul, you don't need to feel embarrassed. You just need some tax help. And the great news is the IRS has some unbelievable programs that can eliminate your tax debt so you don't have to worry about having your paycheck garnished or your bank levied. Doesn't that sound great?
It sure does, Ronnie.
Then do yourself a huge favor and get a free consultation right now and tell them the tax lady sent you.
855-715-5721. 855-715-5721. 855-715-5721. That's 855-715-5721.
All right, 2-minute drill. This is where you have to drive your, you got 1st and 10, you're back at your 10-yard line. You're going to go 90 yards to put it in the end zone. Where do you want to go to end it?
Throw a positive pass. Just get yourself in the habit of making a list. Maybe you don't want to do 25, maybe do 10, maybe build up to 25, but start making your list. Make your gratitude list. You would be shocked at how many things in your life you truly are grateful for. And if there's things in your life that can easily be, discarded and it's not serving you and it's not helping you, it doesn't contribute to your overall job, your business, your family, pitch it, move on. And there is a lot going on, but we live in the greatest country in the world. I am grateful for that every day. And I'm hoping that other people are too. We are the land of opportunity. I wake up every day excited for what opportunities get thrown at my way.
Yep.
Love it. Just love it.
Yep. All right. We'll do some football next week, but the NFC is loaded. The AFC, a lot of people are writing off New England. A lot of people think it's Baltimore.
Writing off New England.
Well,
Wow.
Kansas City. By the way, you can't wear a headdress, can't paint your face at Arrowhead Stadium this year. But we'll save that for another week. Great job. To reach Marcia, how do they do it?
Hello at elevatedmediaesq.com. If you're looking for a new website, you want to learn more about podcasting, you want to be on the show, you need some search engine optimization, you want to brand your image out across the internet with social media, we can do it all. And we love doing it. We love what we do. Elevatedmediaesq.com, video marketing, video content, we do it all.
All right, good job. Super Mario produces the program. Darren Peck, Ron Barr at Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco. Thank you. Around the globe on the American Forces Radio Network. Elevating with Marcia, Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network.